Hello, everyone. This is JVL here with my best friend, Sarah Longwell, publisher of the Bulwark. Sarah, happy Friday.
It's so early, bro. Why are we doing this so early?
It's very early. We're taping quite early on Friday. While we were sleeping, some inevitable news happened.
What
Do
happened?
you ever have this? Like, there's a thing that pops in the news, and it should be a devastating bombshell, and instead you're just like, yeah, of course. Of course we knew that's what this was going to be.
Oh no, what are we talking about?
So you saw that the president of South Africa came to the White House this week and got the full Zelensky treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And in the course of all of that, while the president of the United States was accusing him of carrying out a white genocide, he held up a piece of paper, which I assume came from his human printer lady, and was like, "Look at this! Look at all this!" And it was people in body bags, and the president of South Africa, Ramaphosa, said, "I don't know what that is. Where is that?" And Trump was like, "It's in Africa. It's in." And Ramaphosa was like, "Yeah, I have no idea what that is, but I'm pretty sure that isn't in my country." And then this morning we wake up and it turns out no, that picture's not of South Africa. That's a picture from the Congo. Back in February, it was taken by a Reuters photojournalist. It was a picture of people who had been killed by a group of rebels in the Congo, and of course, where did it come from? It came from one of these little MAGA blogs, American Thinker.
How much thinking you think that person does?
And it's just like, again, you would think on the one hand, if this had happened to George H.W. Bush, it would have been the end of his administration. We would have spent the entire rest of the 3 years talking about, can you believe this? What an embarrassment. How could the United States be humiliated like this on the international stage? And
he talked to Angela Merkel one time while chewing on a roll. And that dominated the news for like quite some time.
Remember that?
I do. Those were good days, man.
Wait, that wasn't Merkel.
No, wasn't it?
Wait, George H.W. Bush or
Oh, no,
W.
this is
Bush?
W.
W did that with Merkel. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, I don't know. And like, it's one of those things where as soon as it was happening, I just thought to myself, of course, that is not a picture of South Africa. Like, that's a picture from somewhere else, or it's from like 2004 or something. And then that's really what it was. I don't know how much attention you paid to that meeting.
I paid some. I mean, I was, it was one of those things. You're right in your setup about how, you were watching it. It was ridiculous. Trump's level of understanding about South Africa was clearly whatever Elon Musk had told him. And so when he was doing it, it was like embarrassing. But the thing was, the reason it wasn't the Zelensky meeting. And I think the reason it didn't get that much attention is there's nothing with South Africa right now, other than the fact that we've decided white South Africans are the only refugees that we'll take. There's no like stakes. It's not like there's a war, right? The Zelensky meeting was, hey, we have like a thing that's happening that is catastrophic on the global stage that we're trying to settle. And so them getting in a fight and telling, Zelensky he never says thank you, like that was massive. This is just Trump embarrassing himself in front of a world leader, which I do feel like at this point is a Wednesday occurrence.
Yeah. But it was also an example of Trump getting rolled. So our friend Holly Berkeley Fletcher did a fantastic breakdown of the meeting with Ben Parker.
Yeah, that video is a monster.
It's so good. And she knows that like Ramaphosa is a sophisticated guy, and so he brought with him in his delegation not only his agricultural minister. Why, you ask? Did he bring his agricultural minister? Because the guy's white. And a bunch of white South African golfers.
He knows Trump's language.
Pro golfers. And as Holly So, I mean, they broke it down. You can literally see Trump's body language change when the black president of the country is talking, and he's like, but then when the white agricultural minister talks, Trump goes, zoom, and when the white golfers are talking, Trump is at the edge of his seat.
Yeah.
Ramaphosa, that's a cagey dude, man. That is a cagey dude.
Well, that's deeply embarrassing for us. So is everything.
Sure is, isn't it?
Yeah. You guys should go check out that video with Ben and Holly. It's really funny.
It's really good. So I have 3 things on my docket to talk with you about. I think none of which particularly interest you.
Yeah, you are hot on some things, and you indulged me last week in both on talking about Survivor, which I watched the season finale with my boys last night, and it was awesome. And
did the tribe speak?
Yeah, they did. They spoke well. And when we went through your triad, which I know was slightly painful for you, that was not your favorite. So you get to choose all the topics today, and I'm just going to sit here and laugh at them.
Okay. So the first is Representative LaMonica McIver. She is a U.S. Congressional member from Newark. So it's New Jersey 10 is her district, I think. A lovely district. One of many people are saying one of the biggest, most beautiful districts in New Jersey.
Is it near where you live?
I mean, sure. It's across the river.
Sure.
So have you followed the McIver thing?
Is this the one where she's getting arrested as the member of Congress because the mayor, they first erroneously arrested the mayor because he wasn't supposed to go in the facility because he wasn't a member of Congress, but then they realized they messed that up. So they went back and got her.
So the mayor she and I think it's 2 other members of Congress maybe, and the mayor of Newark are going to tour this ICE detention facility. And the mayor strays into a restricted area. The detention facility people say, get out. And so he leaves. And,
to be clear, because members of Congress have special, they're allowed to do
oversight.
Things like this. That's right. And the mayor does not have the same level of clearance or whatever to do that.
Right. And so he gets outside and they try to arrest him. And there's kind of a scrum. And I think it is important to tell people, because I did not realize this until I started looking into it, what happened after he was arrested. Do you know what happened after he was arrested? Because I did not.
All I know is that they realized it was politically bad for them and they let him go.
That is not what happened.
Okay.
That is what I thought.
Okay.
What happened was this charge was presented to Magistrate Judge Andre Espinoza by the government, and the judge fucking railed them.
I did know this. George and I talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, okay, good. Well, he said it was embarrassing and worrisome that they would do that, and that they needed to operate at a higher standard. And what he did, this is your parents calling you by your middle name. He said that he would give the government the opportunity to retract their charge. Not drop it, really. Retract it, Yeah, same thing. And so the government was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then he just gave him a tongue lashing on top of it. So it wasn't the charges were dropped. It was a judge beat them upside the head and said, this is preposterous. How dare you? And so they retracted it. So McIver, the government then decides, after the fact, we're going to charge her with assault. And we're gonna say she assaulted law enforcement officers. Now, none of the law enforcement officers at the time believed they were assaulted. Otherwise, they would have arrested her. There is tons and tons of video footage.
Wait,
none of the footage.
This is the Congresswoman?
Yes.
And she wasn't part of the scrum that you described before.
I mean, she was there.
Okay.
People are John, but when I say scrum, I mean it's people are jostling, not a scrum like a rugby scrum, And Alina Habba is we're gonna charge you for assault. And And now Nancy Mace, as of last night, is preparing an introduction to expel LaMonica MacGyver from Congress because we have to hold public servants to higher standards, Sarah. That's what Nancy Mace says. They're not presidents. You can't hold presidents to standards about committing felonies or being convicted of felonies. That's different. It's very different.
Also, Nancy Mace, is there anything Nancy Mace doesn't want to jump in front of to be performative?
It does feel like we're watching somebody go through an episode.
This is right. Yeah, like the Nancy Mace stuff is starting to get like, does she not have friends who can come and say like,
oh, clearly no.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody's got to get her help. This is like watching somebody have a catastrophic breakdown in full view. Other members of Congress should be there too.
Or maybe not. Maybe she was always like this and she had just sort of passed as a normal-ish person. I don't know. Like, you know, you have to go down to South Carolina and talk to people who've known her for 20 years.
I'm not saying it wasn't like always dormant in there because I don't know. But like maybe the pressure got to her. I don't know what. But it is sad what's happening. And
look at these naked pictures of me. That's a thing that happened this week.
It is
in Congress.
And this is where like taking the lectures about the standards that public officials are held to. Yeah,
it's just a weird thing. So yeah, that's a thing that the Republican Party is trying to do. They are using the power of the federal government to arrest members of Congress on trumped up charges for which there is A, no evidence, B, lots of counter evidence, and C, they're patently ridiculous, and D, this is being done after a judge has already told them, what the fuck are you doing? Grow up.
Yeah, but this is, to be clear, this is Alina Habba, who you may remember as Trump's attorney, who didn't know how to, like, do the basics of putting something into evidence.
Yes.
So this is not a top-notch lawyer.
Do you think I've got a theory about Alina Habba.
Really?
You want to know what my theory is?
Of course.
My theory is that she wants to be the next Mrs. Trump.
What? Why?
I think Alina Habba looks at him and says, you know what, there's a 1 in 10 chance that he just gets tired of Melania in the next couple of years. Maybe I could slide in there. Be Mrs. Trump number 4.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take a genius to see that Melania and Donald are not, in a great place. But gross. I don't know. I mean, that's such a foreign, offensive thought to me that I can't process it.
Okay. Fair enough.
The idea of wanting to be physically near Donald Trump is something I can't
Maybe she
process.
wants to be the next Mrs. Don Jr.
Ugh.
Maybe the first Mrs. Barron Trump.
Did you see the Don Jr. like flirt with 2028 talk?
I mean, I didn't see it, but I just assumed that that's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's how we get close to Trump's third term. We just get a monarchical sort of the Trump family rules all.
This is the thing. So JD, and I'm sorry, this is like a slight detour, but it is clear that JD Vance's strategy is to be such good friends with Don Jr. that he can convince them, you don't need to be president. It's a pain in the ass. And all these people got to yell at you and I'll do it. And you can just have everything you want and you'll be the real power anyway. That's the JD play.
That feels right. Yeah. I mean, they probably drug test you if you're the president. I don't know.
I don't think that's the case.
I do think being president would put a crimp in Don Jr.'s lifestyle.
Or maybe not.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. All right. And then I want to talk about Harvard. But what I really want to talk about, I want to spend like half the show talking about college kids cheating using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
because, hey fam, it's JVL. This is the secret show that Sarah Longwell, my best friend in the entire world, and I do every Friday, and now on Mondays too. It's a very special bonus extra secret show. We're just two best friends talking about the absolute end of democracy in America. I mean, what could be more fun than that? If you want to hear the rest of the show, though, gotta subscribe. Come and support us at the Bulwark. We're all in this together.